It all comes down to this. Here at the Global U7s, the Cup final, Japan taking on Australia, the defending champions. Japan versus Australia. Japan, a team that thrives under pressure. They've won this tournament before. They're well drilled, they're well practiced, they know their systems. Australia filled with dynamic athletes and power and pace. The starters for Japan, Okuro, Sugimoto, Taniyama, Nozawa, Maruyama, and Uchida. Fujiwara as well for Australia. Emily Hala, the MVP from last year's tournament. Eva Wadeta, Cruikshank, Fleur Jin, Mackenzie Davis, Piper Simons, the Danger Woman, Shalem Sawaso. Japan with a nice high kickoff, but it won't go the 10. Just short of that 10-metre line. You can see what they were trying to do, Taylor. Get up and contest.
Yeah, they wanted to go quickly and they wanted to get it in nice and close to starve Australia off that ball because they know how lethal they can be. So they're all actually come out to this left-hand side, stacking the left. Very much a lot of space out on that right where Hala is.
Piper Simons with the quick tap. And now they sling it wide. Where Cruikshank is waiting for it. She's made in a good tackle, but she keeps it in. She does well there, Cruikshank. Now Simons. She's got speed to burn. They sling it wide. There's numbers. Back inside, Hala. Offloading for Simons. Needs support. Hala is there. Back for Soaso, who's on the wrap. She tries it on. She fends off a player. And she'll send in Flurgeon for the first try of the final. Australia are up.
Beautiful piece of skill being shown there by the number 2 from Australia, Shalom Sawaso. Drew in the defenders, showed brute force, and then got the offload away to Flurgeon. We're just starting to see this Australian team come into the final. We're in the early stages. Japan, though, haven't had the ball in hand just yet, but Australia, they've been able to capitalise on the possession that they have had inside the half of Japan. You can see here, initially it was a good run by Hala, but she was mowed down and a fantastic tackle by Sugimoto. And straightening up here, did a really good job, was Wereta. And just the strength there of Shalom Sawaso. Huge work.
Brilliant physicality and strength from the young Year 11 player. Under 16, so she's a player to watch for sure. A nice tackle coming in. She's contesting at the ruck. Sawaso, but it's Japan's turn with the ball. Good double tackle coming in. It's Japan try to go to the width. There's good line speed coming up and trapping them. Called offside. Maybe a little bit too eager there, the Australians. And a break wide open. Taniyama. Will she go all the way? She certainly will. Minako Taniyama puts Japan right back into it.
And look at the elation of the crowd. You know that if you're in New Zealand and you're playing an Australian team, everyone's going to get in behind you. Minako Taniyama, how about that right foot step and the acceleration? Ball in 2 hands, identified the smallest of gaps and just took her opportunity. And this for the lead as well. She's certainly one person I'd be putting in a tournament team at the conclusion of this tournament.
That's right, the World Schools tournament team to be named.
You can see here, right here, she just does that right foot step, accelerates. Brilliant, brilliant work from the number 4, Minako Taniyama.
So the last kick-off short, they're sure of it this time. It lands on a lot of space and they're going to get it back. Great work on the chase from the Japanese side, but the pass falling in behind and it'll go to touch. Unlucky.
Oh, blown opportunity there from Japan, and interestingly Australia allowed that ball to bounce, which meant that the Japanese defence could get up, and they've gone quickly at that line out and a brilliant line out at that.
Secured the ball nicely. Now a big fend coming in and away. Mackenzie Davis tracked down, good tackle. Hulla. It's not over, Wineta. Hulla again, foot race. And it was over before it started because Hulla had the ball and she's over.
We know how fast Hulla is. She started it off and then she was the one to finish as well with Hulla. But it started from that area of just passing the ball into touch. And Australia, they made them pay. Beautiful set piece. They won the ball at the top of that line out. And then they brought it across and into the midfield. But what Japan did well was push them out to the sideline, trying to force an error on the conversion. But it's no issues for Australia. So they get the full 7 points. Just good strength being shown there by Australia, by Mackenzie Davis. And then the wraparound play and then the pure pace and speed of Amali Hulla.
Momentous, that conversion. Piper Simons. Out to 5 points. Need a converted try to take back the lead, Japan, and the ball just dropped off but knocked on. And Australia will have another opportunity here through Davis. Hulla. Davis for the corner. Davis! She's in again. Set up the first. And now, no. What's the call? The referees converge. Try given.
You can see here just that in and out, and Davis, she's very, very impressive. Let's see the grounding here. I think the grounding was good. They're just checking touch, and brilliant work from the referees. I love how they use that triangle system where they go and talk to the AR and then talk to the dead ball judge. Everyone working in tandem there to get the right call, and it was the correct call too. But a really uncharacteristic error coming in from Japan there. The intention was correct on coming in on that wraparound play, but unfortunately the ball went to ground and it was pounced on by Australia.
So Australia starting to assert themselves in the cup final. Japan have some work to do. They're down by 10 points. A big hit coming in. But they keep the ball alive down the touchline. There's a player available, but the offload is called, and so is Messi. And that'll be half-time, 17-7 here. Australia in front in the cup final. The officials for the final in the female cup doing a great job. Chloe Sampson, Adam Booker, Glenn Devini, Anthony Petrie, Dion Aho, all working together in tandem, as Taylor mentioned, as we look at the highlights.
It was Australia who struck first, and it was through that lovely show of strength from Shalom Soaso. And then, I mean, individual skill being shown here by Minako Taniyama, and we saw it towards the end of the half to it. How outstanding she was. It just accelerated, did a wonderful job. And then it was 2 tries to Australia, and up the middle, that woman right there, the number 3, Mackenzie Davis, outstanding wraparound play with Hulla. So many wonderful athletes out there. so hard to pick a tournament team. I mean, I definitely have Mackenzie Davis in there as well. As well as Shalom Sawaso. And here's the finish. Great work, great camera work as well from our team.
All right, we're going to get the second half underway.
Tiptoeing along the touchline, Mackenzie Davis for their third try. And it's a 10-point lead for Australia with 7 minutes to play. They will kick off to Japan. Hands of Simons. It's a high hanging kick and it's nearly one back. But knocked on. So Japan have possession. And it's Kaneyama, ever present, who offloads nicely. And now they're in space, ducking under a tackle. It was Nozawa. Deemed high, and so they'll take a quick tap. Sugimoto. Kaneyama. Passing nicely. Out to Ochida. And now Fujiwara offloading again. Great continuity here from Japan. Fujiwara, quick ball. Big dummy. And a fend, and now Sugimoto. Okuro, Sugimoto again. Oh! Play on the call. The ball's still live. Maruyama trying to get the ball free. They want to go short side again. Spinning. Nozawa. Penalty for not rolling away. Kaneyama slowing things down.
They couldn't go quickly either because they took so long, the Australians, to get away. Lucky not to get warned as well.
Kaneyama to Sugimoto. Maruyama. Messi offload, diving. Hala has won it. And Australia have the ball. Knock-ons both ways. So a scrum.
Missed opportunity from Japan. I would have really liked to have seen them go quickly when they got that penalty for not rolling away, but Australia was smartly in, just trying to slow it down. Didn't get in trouble for it though. And so missed opportunity here, but they're down the right end of the field. They just need to try and force a turnover. This Australian team though are very slick. Haven't seen too many turnovers or unforced errors on their behalf this whole weekend. And a 10-point deficit. But don't count this Japanese team out whatsoever.
Another scrum we go, and it's in the hands of Davis, and now Hala backing herself. Amalie Hala, away she goes. Breaking away down the field, and Hala with the try.
Well, plenty of Australian supporters here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland City. You can hear the chants going for the Australian girls, and really well deserved as well. And after defending for a few minutes, Australia, they break away down the left edge through Hala. Just a little goosey then on the outside and accelerated. She is just so quick as Amali Hala.
Bouncing from the kickoff and going into touch. Taking quickly, and Japan inside their 22, 17 points down. Trying to get away from the defence. Sniping, sending it wide. Good tackling coming in from the Australians. Wrapping them up, they're not letting them get away from them. Wrangling in the Japanese runners. Dropping off a pass to Maruyama.
Australia are also zero rucking as well, which just means that there's so much more space being cut down by the Australians because no one's committing.
Again, a good tackle coming in She gets up and plays it again, does Kaneyama. Back in field is Okuro. Isolated and winning a turnover is Cruikshank.
Oh, I think that one was tough. I think the ruck had form there. Oh, referee Chloe saw it differently.
Australia soaking up some clock here, knowing they're in a great position to win this final. Simons, she's away. And with that, another nail in the coffin. 29-7 now, conversion to come.
Every single woman on the field for that Australian team is immense. They're all rapid. Everyone's so quick off the mark. They're all sprinters. I'd love to know who the fastest in the team was because they all have such pace. And that time scoring was Piper Simons, but I mean, we've seen plenty of toe from everyone on that field.
Successful conversion from Faitala Moleka, and it's 31-7.
And that's a perfect line running as well. Australians do it so well. They're always running between players, never straight at them, always trying to find some space because as soon as they can commit two defenders, they're able to offload or just what she did, get through and not need anyone in support.
We've been utterly dominant throughout this tournament. The team in green and gold, the Australians have come to King's College and made a massive statement here. Will we crown the champions? Women's side of the draw, the Global U7s, and now Japan looking for some consolation. They too have brought so much to this competition. No player over 75 kgs or taller than 170 centimetres, but they play with such passion and pride and connection to each other as a team. That's how they made this final. And Japan dropping off a pass, and here they come, straight through. Riko Kato just dragged down. Can they get themselves one last try? Okuro. All going backwards, but a penalty, and Australia relentless. Even in the final moments of the game. Out wide they go. Can they get another one? There's an overlap, draw and pass into the hands of Jin. And they can't catch her. No one can catch this Australian team. They're just too good. Today is their day.
An all-round complete performance from this Australian team, not only in this game, but in every single match they have played at the Global Youth Sevens competition. Their skill set, their discipline, all outstanding. Coached by Shannon Parry too, obviously a very well-known Sevens legend herself.
Conversion's good. It's all over. We have our women's champion. It's Australia, who have won here at the Global U7s in the final 38-7 over Japan.
Australia, who take out the Global U7 2023 tournament. They are our cup winners.
Well, the Japanese team certainly were outstanding, but it was Australia's day. Japan can hold their heads high. They made the final once more. We look forward to seeing them back in the 2024 edition.